Browse our collection of fun and informative clips and look for new segments every week. We're here to raise your weather IQ. Experience the difference on WCNC Charlotte.
Thank you very much. Great to end that story right there. Be keeping track of time. It is exactly 5:17 at the bus stop this morning. Clear skies, temperatures in the upper 60s for recess, upper 70s, and in the middle of the afternoon, lots of sunshine, mid to upper 80s out there again today. Comfortable temperatures across the two-state area. Down in South Carolina, it's 64 at Chester, Lancaster 66. Up at Salisbury, Rowan County 63 there. It's 62 at Lincoln, mid 60s in the mountains, and right here in the Queen City, we are at 69 degrees under fair skies. No rain, no storms, no issues out there. Well, off the Carolina coastline, a band of showers and storms, but they are moving out in the Atlantic Ocean. Dew point temperatures very pleasant. You can deal with this if they're in the 60s, and even as we head into the afternoon in the upper 50s. That's nice. No muggy weather today. We do have a lot of sunshine out there, so that UV index at about 9. That's very high. Burn time about 20 minutes, so make sure you stay safe in the sunshine today, which we will see an abundance of. Rain free pretty much all the way into next week. There may be a stray shower next Wednesday. High temperatures today. It'll be in the low 90s in places like Lancaster and Cheraw, South Carolina, as well as over in Rockingham. The rest of the region, I think, will be into the upper 80s. Now you get to the mountains, mid 70s up at Boone. The cool spot today, Jefferson and West Jefferson up in Ashe County, 72 degrees under clear skies out there. Let's go ahead and check that Guy Roofing 7-day forecast into the weekend and beyond. A lot going on. 89 today, upper 80s tomorrow, and then for the big parade on Sunday should be great weather. A little warm out there, 93 degrees. Speaking of warm, the heat's on to begin next week. Monday afternoon, that's an actual high temperature of 95. Tuesday, that's the day that there may be some neighborhood thermometers reaching the 100-degree mark. Not a heat index, actual air temperature. We're going to be close to 98 degrees right here in the Queen City. And for the middle of next week, next Wednesday, we stay into the 90s. We're at 93. And then next Thursday, 92. Remember, the average high is 89. Weekend will be, yes, rain and storm free. That's the good news.
God bless you, family. I've been trying to track you all down, and I decided to come here today to be here in the midst of all of you.
Thanks for joining us tonight for the News at 11. I'm Jane Monreal. Friends, family, and neighbors gathering today for prayers for Alicia Watts, including Tammy Utley, who says life is just not the same without her older sister. Organizers from Racial Justice Network hosting the vigil at Little Rock AME Zion Church in Charlotte. The group's president also speaking for the need to continue the search. The missing 39-year-old woman from Moore County was last seen on July 16th with her boyfriend, James Dunmore, leaving his Charlotte home. T. Hines making the drive from Moore County, telling WCNC they're tired but not giving up on locating her.
I understand that the police can't tell us everything, but they should have told us something that we didn't already know a little bit. I'm definitely here for Alicia Watts. I'm definitely here. I'm definitely not going nowhere. I'm not afraid to have my face in the news, or such and such like that. When Alicia comes home, I can rest.
An advocate for grassroots group Mary's Voice, the grandmother of Mary Santina Collins, who was murdered in Noda back in 2020, also showed up to the event to lend her support and says she understands what the family is going through. In the meantime, family releasing this QR code for donations to continue their search for Watts, saying their goal is to bring her home. If you have any information on this case, you are asked to call your local authorities or Crime Stoppers.
Across the country, this school year is being met with a frustrating speed bump for districts. There's a major bus driver shortage in some places, leading some schools to cancel class. NBC's Sam Brock has more.
In Kentucky's largest school system, classes are canceled as Jefferson County scrambles to fix what administrators call a transportation disaster.
Still waiting on this bus at 9:10.
This after some students were stuck on school buses until 10 at night while heading home after the first day of school last week.
I'm the parent of a JCPS third grader and fourth grader. I have been in the last few days, and I bet in the next several, really frustrated and really lonely.
The district has more than 90,000 students, and its superintendent now apologizing to them for the new school bus routing system that backfired.
We should have anticipated those problems better than what we did, and we did not do that.
The frustration over school buses spreads far and wide.
They're 15 minutes early or 15 minutes late. Or sometimes if they're late to their next route, they bypass the stop.
With a nationwide driver shortage impacting 80% of districts, according to Hop Skip Drive. Lack of competitive pay, recruiting problems, and strict regulations, all making it hard to fill positions.
Our kids are going to be the ones to suffer because they can't get to school. Because we can't get them there. No bus.
Across the nation, a variety of temporary solutions are underway. In Chicago, where the district short half their bus drivers, or around 600 of them, the city is now offering free transit cards to qualifying families.
Honestly, it breaks my heart because we have students, we have kids that really, they need to get to school.
In Hillsborough County, Florida, with a roughly 200 driver deficit, the school is suggesting parents use the Here Comes the Bus app to help track their child's path. And in Framingham, Massachusetts, they've even tried recruiting stay-at-home parents and retirees to help fill their shortage. All efforts to keep the wheels rolling and get the kids to class on time.
At WCNC Charlotte, we believe it is crucial to make a difference in our communities.
That's why we go beyond just reporting the news. We ask, where's the money to hold the powerful accountable and get money back into your pockets?
Our Verify team takes claims, finds sources, and gets you answers.
And we're keeping you weather aware, making you safer and smarter.
I'm Vanessa Rufus.
And I'm Colin Mayfield. Join us weeknights at 5, 6, and 11 and see the difference for yourself.
Only on WCNC Charlotte. Right now, though, a nonprofit group called 151 Incorporated brought their helping hands to York, South Carolina. They wanted to assist one homeowner who wants to live more safely in her own home.
WCNC Charlotte's anchor Sarah French shows us how dedicated volunteers set out to make a difference for a woman who needed the help.
If you're wondering why this group is called 151, it's because volunteers spend 1 week out of the year fixing one home that needs a little extra love. The organization came out to York to help 72-year-old Roxy Gray, who has lived in this home for 23 years. There are much-needed repairs that Roxy cannot fix herself, so the 151 Summer Camp Ministry sprang into action to spruce up this old house.
The whole premise of the camp is not to make your home this HGTV gorgeous, like, yay, reveal. It's to make it safe and livable and bring new life to the family that lives here.
Volunteers helped give her bathroom a facelift by replacing all of the plumbing fixtures. They also built her a new ramp, repaired her cabinets and roof, and did general cleanup along the house. Their labor, a gift of love to the grateful homeowner.
Our homeowner this week is older. She's 72 years old, and she's not going to be able to get on a roof and repair it. So for us to be able to come in and do that for her, she's a joy and a blessing to us, and hopefully we're able to be a blessing to her.
And it's not just the homeowner who benefits. The volunteers learn more about living a life of service to others, and they get that warm feeling that comes with helping someone who really needs it. For WCNC Charlotte, I'm Sarah French.
A defendant has a right to a speedy trial if he or she wants it, and a Georgia district attorney is hoping former President Donald Trump does. The DA delivered her timeline for trial, but before that, Mr. Trump and his co-defendants are facing another deadline. NBC's Chris Pallone joins us from Washington with more.
While we wait for former President Trump and 18 other defendants to turn themselves in to face charges in Fulton County, Georgia, we now know when the prosecutor there says she'll be ready to try the case. Georgia District Attorney Fonnie Willis is ready for a...
When it got here, maybe y'all do too. All of a sudden, you could talk to anybody, anywhere almost, and when I was in the AG's office, we found out that there were these predators coming over the internet to the children, And we ended up, some of the legislators may remember, and we bought computers, laptops for various police stations that didn't have them, and had courses for them to teach them how to go on the internet and pretend to be children so they could lure some of these predators in. And what we found, and we caught some, but what we found out then was a lot of these children talking to these predators did not think they were talking to children. They knew they were talking to adult men. But for some reason they were attracted. But now we've gotten to where it's just off the scale. And any child with a phone, and everybody's got a phone, everybody is subject to attack, violent attack by anybody anywhere in the world. And it is a horrible thing. And one thing we can do to stop it is what we're doing today. And this certainly was a tragedy. And I came, this morning on the news, I was watching about a young man, 17 years old, in Michigan, exactly the same thing. And there have been others all over the place. And the thing that strikes me is these young men typically who react so dramatically. It must be fine young men to be so ashamed, like to let their parents down and friends, and that they take such drastic action. But we got to do all we can to stop this. The FBI, I read, reported from year 21 to 22, these kind of things are up 463%. They have what they call artificial technology, where they can take an innocent picture, put your face on some other photograph, and spread that all over the world. We are really in very dangerous territory. And I promise you, there are people out there who do this for various types of satisfaction and gratification, but others that do it for the money. So and just to think, every criminal out there, with the ease of access that they have to our young people, how easy it is just to sit wherever they are, typically in another country, and do this all day long. And of course, the young people send money, and that's how this criminal enterprise thrives. So, Brandon Guffey and your family, this is a tragedy for you. It's a tragedy for our state, for all our people. But we are doing something. We're taking a step that is going to save the lives of other children, other young people. And of that, we can be very proud and thankful, even joyous. But I believe that this gives us one more opportunity to understand how precious life is, how vulnerable these young people are, how important they are to our future, because, as Brandon has said, they are our tomorrow. So I want to thank all of you for being here, for supporting this wonderful family, for supporting this state, and always remember to tell your children that South Carolina is the best place in the world to live, work, and raise a family. And if you got a good Southern accent, hold on to it, because it's worth money these days. Thank you. Do we have any questions on topic for anyone here? Okay. In that case, we'll sign it.